Ahora de Cuba la Bella, del Palacio de los Jugos, los chicharrones. Los vecinos aquí se enteran de todo.
Mi vecina es la CDR en Cuba.
Y en verdad no hay nothing that you can do. Chacleteras sin llames con corbata.
Aquí yo vendo hot dog, pero en Cuba yo era médico.
Les saco el dedo y digo Q. Sweet home Hialeah. Solo 30 minutos de Le Fallo. Oh, sweet home Hialeah. I hate your traffic, but I love you. All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to a new edition of East 10th Street Boys, straight out of Hialeah, a Labor Day edition of East 10th Street Boys. Alex, buenos dias. How you doing, brother?
How you doing, my man? How's everything, bro? We're working while everybody's resting.
That's right. That's okay. That's okay. You know, that's all right. You know, I thought it was better. Oh, Will in the house. What's up, my brother? Great to see you.
Good morning, Bobo.
Always great to see you. Now, I was going to ask him yesterday. I know he was saying I was going to comment, but are you off? Are you off today? Or, you know, school's out of session, right? But are you home or are you at school just working on the week? You know, what are you doing? The Dolphins, as we were going live, just made the announcement for the team captains this season. Alex, before I tell you who they are, Nick's in the house. Hey, Nick. Hey, one of the East 10th Street Boys in the house. One of the OGs.
One of the originals.
Yeah, man. I did see your call yesterday on Instagram. I meant to call you. I will. After the show, I'll call you. You're in Istanbul. So wait, what time is it right now in Istanbul? What time
is it 6 hours more or 7 hours more?
I have a new song for this show. Oh, really? That's crazy. We were just talking about that.
Wow. We got to get him. You know, we got to get him to play it live.
Hold on. You know, let me see. Luther, good morning from the Bahamas, my man. Great to see you. Thank you for. So we have Nick from Insta. It's 5:17 p.m.
So it's 7 hour difference.
Okay. Yeah. And Nicky will be in Miami, I think later this week or next week. He'll be there for a couple weeks. He's off. And then I think he's going to Colorado. Let's do this. Nick. Let's see if we do an impromptu thing very quick, Alex.
Go ahead, bro.
What do you think about getting one of the OG East 10th Street Boys on? Just for like 5 minutes. 10 minutes.
If the connection's there, he's listening to us, so if the connection's good, for sure.
Yeah, I would
Coming home on the 11th. Oh, September 11th. Jesus Christ.
Shut the fuck up, Alex.
I mean, he said he's coming home the 11th, bro. He's
on the boat, bro. Why would you? What?
I'm coming home, Bobby.
Well, Dave, not that. Look, I don't think he just wrote, oh, God. He just wrote, oh, God. Nikki, I just sent you the StreamYard link on Instagram. If you want to try, Nikki's going to change the day now. Damn it, Alex.
He's going to change the
day. I'm going to come in the next day. I sent you on Instagram. I sent you the StreamYard link if you want to try to get on. That guy, so Nick Voss is my younger brother, you know, like Harrison. So
Harrison's older brother.
Nick travels the world. Yeah, Harrison's older brother, my younger brother. He travels the world. He's an entertainer, and so he's coming home before he goes to Colorado for a few months, and then before he gets back on the ship and does his thing. But let's see if
he's
he'll
a
pop
stripper.
in. But
He's a stripper.
Nick, if you can't get on, that's okay. I'll call you after the show either way. Try to hit you up. It's 5 o'clock, so if it's 6 or 7 by the time I call you, it's all good. But anyway, so the Dolphin captains, Alex, before I say them, and I'm sure people are going to start saying them on here, but Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 8. Okay. 8. Can you guess who they are? Let's see if you can get that.
Okay. Tua is definitely one.
Yeah.
Armstead is another one.
2.
Okay. Who else? Defensively, I got, let me see. Zach Zeeler is one of them.
Yep, that's right.
Okay. Let me see.
Oh, shit. It's
Javon
about to
Holland?
get real up in here, boy. Don't worry, I'll wait for you to get ready. I see you.
Let's see.
Get perfect.
Is that Elvis?
Get perfect.
Is
I
that
got
Elvis
you, bro.
in the background?
Yeah, we got Elvis in the background. I'm waiting for him. Johnny Bravo. No.
Johnny
right.
Depp.
Hey guys, everyone tuning in. Cat for Life. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Cat. Great to see you, brother. Hey guys, special surprise. We got an OG East 10th Street boy in the house. He's trying to set it up, but it's okay. He'll fix it. But here's my brother, Nick.
Is that a picture
Boss.
of himself in the background? Hold on. I gotta bust his ass about this. Nikki, is that a picture? Is that a picture of you in the background?
Oh wait, look, I'm on the ship. See the ship?
Okay. Damn, bro.
Well, we cruising.
Lou, what's up, my man? Great to see you, brother. Lou in the house.
Nice, bro.
Lou from Dade, man. Hope him and Ashley are having a good morning. Nikki, what's up, dude?
I'm good, man. How you doing, Alex?
What's up, Bob? You look cute, man. I like this. I like this. What you got going on here?
I gotta.
Can you move your head a little bit?
I have sound check in 15 minutes. So I have 2 shows tonight, 2 MDQs. That's why.
Okay.
No, you're good, dude. Don't worry about it.
How you guys been?
Good, man. We're just in it today. So for today's show, we were just talking over the new Dolphin captains. We're going to talk on our predictions for this year's season, the NFL season, and then just talk about the nostalgia of the 90s. Elvis is alive. Yes,
it is with a cyber.
Yes, he is.
Yes. Nick, can we get a close up on the cyberns, please?
You can go to the gym either from the Illusionarium elevator or did you just go straight up and then across the deck to?
That's his assistant. Guys. He's
It's Karina Leitao from Edge of Reality.
Yes, Nick has a new song, Edge of Reality.
She's the voice of Mirabelle from Disney's Encanto.
Nice.
In Portugal.
She does the voice of. Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is she camera shy? She don't want to show her face.
Jump on the show. You're on air.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
Good.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Good.
Nice to meet you too.
She does.
Oh, Jonas is in the bathroom,
right?
He's coming.
Oh, you going to the gym, Jonas?
Yes.
Okay. I'll see you guys.
See you.
So
okay.
Nick is Nick's my brother. All right, my younger brother, and he is a performer, and he does perform as Elvis on the $1 Million Quartet on Norwegian cruises. Nick, how long have you been doing that, man?
Since 2017.
Damn, dude, that's been so long.
So I have big news. I have huge news. I haven't told anybody. I just been telling Mom about it. I leave here on the 11th. I fly over to Colorado for 4 weeks to do the show there. It's a really nice place, like the Adrian Arts Center, but it's called the Lone Tree Center in Denver. It's gorgeous, right in the middle of Denver. And Elvis: The Next Generation, which is a show that's run out of the Graceland Guesthouse Theater, licensed by Elvis Presley Enterprises, has recruited me to their show. And they're just waiting for me to get off the ship. And they want me to leave Colorado. But they're hiring me not as an Elvis impersonator. They discovered me from when I started putting the Edge of Reality cover out. So they contacted me and they said, listen, we're looking for a couple performers that are huge Elvis fans, that bringing Elvis into the new world. We don't want you to tribute Elvis. We just want you to sing. Elvis. They want me to be myself, but just represent Elvis Presley at Graceland. And they're gonna pay me pretty well, and they're gonna cover travel and accommodations, but they're willing to pay for any band members I want to bring out. And they want to make it like a 3-show a week, 2 shows a week thing. So I might be out of Memphis all the time.
That's good, bro. That's amazing.
Yeah, these next couple of years, I'll probably just be living in Nashville, Memphis, and stuff, doing the show. I look at Bobby's face. He's like, "Whoa!"
Yeah. I didn't go. Whoa.
You wanted to.
We saw his face.
No,
we saw his face.
That's awesome. No, okay, guys. Full disclosure for those who don't know, I live in Nashville, outside of Nashville in Franklin. Memphis is about 2.5, 3 hours away. Nick and I, Lou says it's awesome. Love Elvis. Been to Graceland. It's amazing. Nick and I have been to Graceland multiple times growing up. I've been to Graceland twice. When I go to visit St. Jude and volunteer there, I'll make sure to stop at Graceland before I go home, get back home. So that is epic news. So is it? Let me ask you this. Maybe you're not signed, sealed, delivered. Is it a done deal? Like, is this like
it's the only thing that's stopping me from signing a contract right now is just that I'm on the ship. But they're even trying to find out when I come back, if I'm coming back for the next contract, because I think they just want me contracted like out of Graceland, and they want me to perform at Elvis Week as an exhibitionist against the title winners in January. They want to like amp me up as like a new competitor to go against like Dean Z and these guys, which I think is kind of cool. But doing like 70s, because honestly, I like doing the 70s Elvis the most. People are trying to get me to do 68, but it's just an Elvis that I don't like as much. And I love Elvis completely, but that Elvis was very nervous. His voice was like that only one time, and he was just coming out of the movie. So for me, like the 70s Elvis is more of his freedom and creation.
I agree.
So I love
70 Elvis is my favorite Elvis.
Yeah, it's my favorite Elvis too, 100%. Yeah. So the cool thing is I started this show. It's off the ground and running, Elvis 72. There's a chance that they're going to start booking me out of the Hard Rock Casino in Miami. So I'll be doing my Elvis tribute in Miami with an agent called Don Casino. And I also got a 2-show deal because I'm working with Karina. She's doing the Celine Dion tribute. So we're going to do Elvis and Celine Dion tribute back to
two
back.
classics. Nice.
And she's going to close. So like, even though you think Elvis, but her show, like she's not here right now, but her show, phenomenal. Like Celine Dion is like the best closing act you can have. So
absolutely.
So that's happening, and then in the midst of this, I wrote a song called "Raining in Miami," which is the track is done. We had some Nathan's dad is a trumpet player out of Nashville, and he recorded these trumpets that are inspired from the Buena Vista Social Club. So the song is kind of like the essence, the essence of the track sounds like you're in Cayocho, kind of like walking the streets, and it's just about like I'm gonna play a little bit of the song for you guys now. If you want.
Go ahead, bro.
So, this is on the guitar. We'll just. Just so you know, it's like a ballad, but then it goes upbeat. So
it speeds up.
It's raining in Miami, but I wanna be there. Reminds me of my family. There's something in the air out there in Miami. There's something in the air out there in Miami. The city lights and the palm trees wave all day. Makes me wanna stay right there till the sun comes out to play. And it seems so far away. I always miss those holidays, even when it's raining in Miami. But I wanna be there. Reminds me of my family. There's something in the air out there in Miami. There's something in the air out there in Miami. The city cries when the sunlight goes away. Year after year, I pray the dolphins save the day.
That's awesome.
I smell the coffee from the Cuban cafe.
There you go.
I know that everything will be okay. Even when it's raining in Miami. But I wanna be there. Reminds me of the family. There's something in the air. And then towards the end, we have like the with like these cool trumpets. And then we have these.
That's legit.
Thank you, man. I've got these backup vocals that sound like the Beach Boys, like Kokomo style. So Nathan's doing like, oh,
Nick,
very beautiful.
Let me tell you, Cap for Life, who's been a loyal. I mean, he's a part of the family here. you know, he's been watching for years. He's been supporting the channel. He loves you. He's saying, Nick, when you're in Miami, let me know. I would love to see you perform.
Awesome.
Lou from Dade is in the house. He has a show with his fiance, 305 Sports Babe Ashley. They are awesome. I'm on the team of the Worldwide Dolphin Fans with him and Ashley, raising money for cancer.
I know. Mom was telling me about it. That's cool,
yeah, man. We're killing it though. There, I'm excited to be on your team.
What's your goal?
What's
your goal? As far as donations this year, do you have a set goal for that? For fundraising?
Well, we're just raising it up right now. I have it set at 1,000, but you know, I'll push it up because I want to raise as much money as I can. But last year, the team raised almost $50,000 as a team. The foundation as a whole last year raised over 10 million plus, and for 15 years they raised over 75 million, and this all goes straight to cancer. So it's an amazing opportunity. It's an amazing, obviously, Grandpa Ralph the father passed away from cancer. Uncle Joey, Lisa, and Doug Fouts, coworkers of mine. Everybody's had cancer affect them. So it's an amazing cause, and I'm just proud to do it. What more can you ask for? Sports talk and an amazing live performance. Yeah, that's right.
That's funny.
I will, man. I will. Hey, and if he does perform at Graceland, Lou, you and Ashley will have to come up. We'll meet you guys there, and we'll get you guys to go and watch him, and we'll have a good time. Nikki, it's funny.
We'll take care of it. Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see. Afterlife. I think it's criminal that they're trying to do at Graceland. Let the family keep the property; it belongs to them. What's going? The estate. I think it is too. Nikki.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all good. We're laid back. You know, it's all right.
She's like, sorry.
crawling.
What's cool? So if you check out Karina is doing the Celine Dion tribute. You should look her up on YouTube. If you put Karina Leitel, you'll find all her performances on The Voice.
Audrey subscribed to her Spotify, and she said, "There's only one song," or she said, "Right? Is that what she said to me? Yes, last night."
To me.
Yeah, I know. That's what she said. It was funny. No, last night she told me. She, dude, I don't know what it was, but I walked in the house. I was sitting outside, and it's nice. It was about to rain, so it's not as hot. So I was just chilling there for like almost 2 hours. When she was dancing to Just Dance, Audrey on YouTube, and that's why I said, "So what's Audrey doing?" Tati goes, "Oh, she's dancing. She's doing Just Dance." I said, "All right." When I go in the house, she's dancing to Nikki, Nicolas. Keep saying Nicolas, and I'm going, Jesus. I almost. She was like,
"So just baby, Alex, he lives at
old wife, new girl.
House down from us. Oh, sorry, one house down from us. Our entire life, we grew up. He's our brother. He's just our brother. Pretty much.
That's what
he knows all our deepest, darkest secrets. The very first words I ever said to him, and I'm sorry for your show. I'm gonna censor this. I don't know why. I was a very strange kid. Don't know what happened. He comes up to me, and I was playing with some toys, and the first thing I ever said to him was like, "You want to see my mom naked?"
What?
Look at Bobby's face.
Oh my god.
I think it might have been a trauma response. I'm gonna be honest. It might have been a trauma response.
That's a true story. That's a true story.
You walk in you're just a kid, and by accident you saw your mom naked. So then you're just like, I gotta tell somebody about this.
Now
so
bring me into trauma. You're gonna bring me into your trauma. Help me, Jesus Christ, help me.
I hope Mom's gonna watch.
And I remember I'm holding like G.I. Joe, and I'm like, no, I don't know, man.
You think Mom's watching?
Viewership just dropped across all channels. Just letting you all know. No, just playing. But that's good. I was gonna ask for a story.
He's in international water, so he can't be prosecuted for anything.
I'm under maritime law officially.
I'm under maritime law.
I get away with a lot here.
Nick, I'm gonna tell you. Audrey told me 2 things last night. It's funny that I'm talking because I did tell her I was gonna call you because you called me yesterday. But she was saying as we were talking here, she goes, "Look at the playlist," and she had a whole playlist. And I'm like, okay, enough. She goes, just listen to it. And I go, I heard the songs 1,000 times. I got to hear them again. And she goes, sometimes I think I would love to do a song with Nick. And I go, what do you mean do a song with Nick? She goes, I want to record a song with Nick. And then he puts it on his Spotify. I go, well, you got to keep practicing. I go, you remember that?
We could just do a viral thing and then do it.
She would, she's absolutely down with it. She goes, can I call him? I go, well, it's probably, I didn't know what time it was, but I said, last time I talked to you, you told me about the time, the hours different. So I said, it's probably the middle of the night where he is. So she'll see this and she'll go, damn it. But
I call everybody all day. I mean, I just called you the past couple of days, but I call everyone every day, and they don't pick up because, of course, the time difference. But then I'm in bed like at 3 a.m, and I start getting calls from Dad and Harrison, and I'm like,
good morning.
I'm like, and then by the
Yeah.
time I wake up, it's like I call Harrison. He's like, "Bro, it is 4 a.m." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
But no, you called me at a good time. It was on Instagram though, so I didn't see it until I got on and I saw it, a missed call. And of course, I was running doing stuff. But anyway, Dad, my father at 3 a.m. Hey, what are you doing? Dad, I'm sleeping. Man.
Sleeping.
Oh, you're sleeping?
Sleeping like a normal human being.
What time is it?
Oh, okay.
You know, life of a superstar. You don't go play. Oh,
that is so fun.
Where's Karina? Karina's there with you? Karina with a C, Karina with a K.
Harrison's been trolling her so hard. Like Harrison is such a troll. I can't with this guy.
Harrison told me. Harrison goes. Ever since Harrison told me that you emphasize the or like Corina for hit because Harrison and Nick both have Karina. Harrison has a girlfriend named Karina. So he goes. Nicky, man. Every time he always emphasizes. Hey, how's Corina? And I go, Nick, if you say Corina one more time, I'm gonna punch you in your face. I start laughing.
It's because I slow it. It's because I slow it down and I let him understand. Like I'm talking about his.
Talking about your Corina.
Corina.
Anyway, so
CORE.
So you got 2 shows tonight.
2 shows tonight. Then tomorrow night. What's tomorrow night? Broadway Unplugged. No, tomorrow night I'm off. We're doing like an overnight in Istanbul. So we're at the mosque for the first time, and then we'll go to the there's cool. These grand bazaars. You know the bazaars, like literally like out of Aladdin. The guys are like, "Would you like spice? Baklava."
Yeah.
And then so we'll spend all night there. Leave the next day. The next day, I'm filming a movie right now called Dry Dock. It's a 1-hour feature film here on the ship, and it's about like performers who are like dealing with alcoholism, and like kind of like my character's like the bad guy, but really funny in a way too, very weird. It's of course an adult movie, but when you watch it, I'll make sure to send you guys the link. Karina's in it too. She plays Sophia, but we have the whole cast, and they've been giving us
when
all
you
the
say
venues.
adult movie.
When you say adult
can you please
movie,
wait.
No.
What
I
type
mean,
of
it's not for
movie?
children.
You said adult
It's
movie.
not for
Mature.
When you
a
said
mature audience.
movie,
Yeah.
don't wait a second.
Whoa.
Before you send me the link.
this life on the ship.
Alex, press play. Oh shit!
We have a worldwide premiere. Here.
We're filming an adult film on the. That's horrible.
I call this the tsunami, babe. What?
Yeah, tsunami.
I'm sorry. Ever since I've entered the chat,
Ride the
it's
wave,
very
baby.
odd
Ride
thing.
the wave.
I know. What's going on?
All your followers are like, "Yeah, Graceland, he's great." And they're like, "Mom naked." They're like, "What the hell's going on?"
We're never gonna see this guy perform, loser.
Okay. He meant a film for adults only, not kids.
Yeah, mature audience.
A mature audience. Yeah.
It's got super bad potential. That's why there's a lot of.
That's great. That is
because there's a script, but we didn't really write the script. They're just guidelines, so everyone's improvising throughout the entire film, and it's really funny.
Hey, Dad was watching. I saw Dad like some, so Dad's watching right now.
Oh, he's watching us talking.
Of course he watches when Nick's on. No, I'm just playing.
I'm gonna take this opportunity quickly. Hold on.
Nick's on. Oh, let me watch this.
I told Bobby this, and I'm gonna take this opportunity because we haven't talked in a while, but to tell you how proud I am because it's so cool to see you realize your dream. You talked about this since you were a kid, and this is what you were destined to be. And I know it started off rocky at times when you were younger, but you have hit your prime. And I only think I've been there. We were the #1 critiques, and I'm like, this guy needs to have a variety show. He needs to be a talk show host. He needs to be.
You said that every day.
It's like,
you need a variety show
because you're talented. You're multi-talented.
Bro, do you remember?
Man, you're
remember on the street when we were playing on the street? I used to do this thing where I would run across the grass and just fall.
And fall. Do it again.
I was like, ugh. And he was like, what is wrong with this guy? I was telling Karina the story the other day that I was upset with you because you guys were making fun of me, and I said
a
I was
few
telling the
times.
story. I
A
was
few
like,
times.
"Get out of my house," because we were like 12, 13. I said, "Get out of my house."
You mean that
And
time?
then Bobby goes, "He's not leaving." Bobby was like, "He's staying."
No,
He's
Alex said, because you're like,
Yeah.
now. And Alex and I were sitting beside the house. Me and Alex were sitting, and Alex goes, I'm not with you, though. I'm with Bobby. Bobby.
Yeah, and then Bobby goes, "Yeah, it's my house too." He's not leaving because you were like you were on Alex's side. You're like, because you guys were trolling me, and I just took it. So I was so sensitive, and then I literally was just standing in front of Alex, and I just like all of a sudden out of nowhere slap him. He doesn't even react.
Not slap me.
He does like
you
this. It was like a movie.
You didn't slap me. You punched me, bro. You didn't slap me.
It was
a slap. I would have forgiven you.
No, bro. Wait.
Oh, it was
you punched him.
No.
You punched him.
No,
I looked away.
because
I
it was
looked
like,
away, and when I turned around, I just see a fist coming right at my fucking face.
Anyway, Alex goes like this. I hit Alex, and he goes.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he does that slow turn and smiles at me, I turn around and I started running, and I just hear like 10 feet behind me, "Nick, you're fucking dead!"
I'm gonna kill you. That's what he said. I'm gonna kill you.
And then I'm just running. I jump a fence. I'm like in
So what
this
happened
alley.
was-
all of a sudden I trip, and he's just like over me. And he's like, "Bro, Nick." He goes home, and then I hear him one house down looking at himself in the mirror.
Yeah.
You can hear Alex like checking himself in the mirror, and he's like, "Nick, I'm gonna kill you."
Because I remember. So Nikki ran to the back. We were already in the side of the house.
We have to go to sound check. I have 5 minutes. I'm so sorry. I'm late.
No, run, dude. It's all
I gotta
good.
go. I love you.
Finish. Love you. All right.
I just realized I
Love
gotta
you,
go
buddy.
5 minutes. I'll check
Go,
back
go,
in
go.
on comments. I'll see you in a
Don't
second.
trip.
Bye, everybody.
You're good. All right.
Bye.
man.
I love you.
Late to a show. So what happened was Nikki, I was about to say, Nick has the fastest sneak attack
Oh,
I've ever known. Like the fastest, you know what I mean? Like if you're not looking, it's like 2 seconds he can catch you. But you chased him down, you jumped over the fence with him, you
I
went into
chased
the
him through
alley.
Yeah.
We went around the corner, we went around the street, went through the alley. You were on top of him already, and he's not my face, I'm an actor. And, you know, and then you got up, you went back home.
Yeah.
You saw yourself in the mirror. That's when you came back out, because you have it where, if I remember, I don't know if it's still to this day, but back then, any little thing, you welt up.
I have a skin condition, so I swell up really easily. So if when I would get fights, I'll get hit and it'll look enormous, like if I got destroyed. But in 10 or 15 minutes, it goes back down. It's just like my skin reaction to impact, or like kind of healing itself, and it kind of goes down. Yeah.
So anyway, fun memory from Nick.
Great time.
It was a punch, though, Nick. It was a punch. But hey, that's really cool that we were able to get Nikki on. It was really cool.
Oh, it was great. And look, it's things that happens when you're teenagers. And the reason I was never gonna hit him in his face, bro. He's my little brother as well. So I can take a punch. I got no problem with it.
He's my actual little brother, and I beat the shit out of him before. I mean,
yeah, I know.
I'm your brother. That's right, mother. You know, he just
I'll go for
my Doritos. You know, what? No, me and him, we got one of the fights we had growing up. Is that I was just telling Tati how much I love
the ring
newspapers and newspapers.
Oh,
well, that too. That's on video. No, was
man.
When the Heat won the championship. I went and got the Heat newspaper, Miami Herald, Miami Heat win the championship. And I had it. Yeah, and I had it in my hands, and I remember like I had it, and he said, "Let me see it." And I was laying down, and oh, dude, that was one of the times. Anyway, awesome to see him, and I hope he does get the gig in Nashville. I mean, in Memphis, because that'd be epic.
Bro, that'd be
so
perfect
far off.
for him. It's so you know what's crazy is that you're getting to do what you guys used to do as kids, because for people that just saw Nick sing, right? Obviously now he's perfected, he's a professional, but everything that we've been doing right now, we were doing since we were kids. Exactly who we were is when we were kids. I was a sports guy. Bobby, you were the writer. You were the creator of the wrestling. You created the storylines in wrestling. So you were the innovator, the drawer. Nikki was always the artistic figure, the personality, the charisma. I mean, we all have charisma, just saying. But it's funny. And Harrison's always been Harrison. He's Harrison is the toughest one, the smallest one, the toughest one. It's funny how 20 years, 30 by, and it's still the same thing. Like nothing has changed much, really. It's just we're all professional sectors in that area. So it'll be cool if he comes down here, man. It'll be cool for us all to be together again. When was the last time we were all together? Like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when you came down, Audrey, and okay, we got to get that done this year. That's
I think Harris's wedding, right? Wasn't it Harris's wedding?
Yes. That's
true. So very quick. So Tua, Jalen Ramsey, Tyreek Hill, David Long, Alec Ingold, Taron Armstead, Zach Sealer, and Calais Campbell all named 2024 team captains for the Miami Dolphins.
Perfect.
And for those, for those who are watching, now again, that was my brother Nick Voss. You could listen to him on Spotify or Apple Music. He's on there. Go to Spotify and subscribe to his music. He releases new music. Every other month, probably. Does a great job. He's been killing it. So, anywho, team captains, no surprise there. I feel good about the team captains. That was just announced about an hour ago. But today's episode, guys, the impromptu interview, of course, but we're going to talk our NFC, AFC, NFL predictions for this season. Coach McDaniel getting an extension. He said that Stephen Ross invited him to dinner 3 weeks ago and agreed on the extension. The Hurricanes looking as advertised, maybe even better, stomping on those Gators. The Marlins, those prospects, Connor Norby, Griffin Conine, killing it so far. Jimmy Butler, we know, didn't agree to an extension, or they're going to hold off. More than likely he's going to go into free agency. Supposedly, we got our first other team he might be looking at, the Brooklyn Nets. And then, of course, we're going to talk about nostalgia of the 90s. But before we get into that, Alex, let's go ahead and get into our predictions for this upcoming NFL season. Again, guys, you are watching East 10th Street Boys straight out of Hialeah on FTSN. And we'll move on here. All right, Alex. Do you have everything ready to go?
I'm ready to go, man.
All right,
I'm
brother.
ready to go. Yeah.
All right, let's start off with the AFC, my man. Who wins the North, South, West, and East?
Okay, my winners, my division winners are the Dolphins in the East, Chiefs in the West, Ravens in the North, and Texans in the South.
And do you have the Chiefs in the West? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And my wild cards. Okay. You want my wild cards, or I wait for yours? Your winners. Yeah.
So let me tell you my division.
Go ahead.
Winners.
Perfect.
The North, Baltimore Ravens, the Houston Texans in the South, Kansas City Chiefs in the West, and of course, I really do believe the Miami Dolphins will take the East this year. I have it picked. Okay, and wild card teams. Who do we got, brother?
Oh, ready. I got Bengals. I got Colts.
Okay.
And I got the Browns.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. So you and I got one difference because right now we've been hitting on them. I have Cincinnati. I have the Indianapolis Colts. And I got the Buffalo Bills. I do have Buffalo.
Okay.
I have the Buffalo Bills there. But Cleveland was a struggle because obviously their defense is top tier. Mm-hmm. And again, they got Amari Cooper. They got Jerry Jeudy, Deshaun Watson. We'll see what happens with the running back situation there. They have a very strong opportunity, possibly win the North as well. So they could have a strong chance to make a wild card. Mm-hmm. So I don't think you're too far off. But I think Buffalo will take that spot. Now in the NFC. For me, I'll start this one off and then you follow up.
Go ahead.
For the North, I have the Detroit Lions. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will win the South. San Francisco 49ers in the West. And the Dallas Cowboys in the East. What do you got, my man?
I got the Detroit Lions in the North, so we agree on that. I actually got the Falcons. I think because
Raheem Mostert.
Well, not rookie coach.
Not Raheem Mostert. Raheem Morris. Kirk Cousins.
Morris.
Yeah. Bashan Robinson. Yeah.
So this is So I think they're gonna. I think some people, and obviously your veteran at quarterback. In the East, I got the Eagles, and in the West, obviously the 49ers.
There you go. Wild card teams.
I got the Bears. I think it's surprised a whole lot of people. I've never back go as talented as Caleb Williams coming out and go into a situation where he has such an established team around him per se that their missing piece was really their quarterback. So I got the Bears. The second Walker team I got is the Bucks and the Cowboys.
Okay. So for me, my wild card is the Packers, the Rams, and the Eagles are my wild card teams.
Okay.
For this season. I like the idea of the Bears again. I think Caleb Williams looked really good in preseason. Again, his talent. They got a good running back situation, receiver. They got oh my goodness, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze. They got a solid unit. Cole Kmet at tight end.
DJ Moore.
There you go. That's who I was thinking of. So I'm down with that. All right. Let's move on up. I'm gonna try to mix this up here. Okay, so who do you have as your comeback player of the year? Alex's internet seems to be going in and out.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna say, well, he did miss some time. Wow. I was debating between two. But realistically, I'm gonna go with Joey Burrow, just because of he missed some time last year, and I do think that he's gonna carry them. I'm gonna go with Joey Burrow.
I know Joe Burrow is one of the favorites, or because he would be the second player or the second quarterback at least to win two-time comeback player of the year. Do you know who the other one was?
Dan Marino?
Chad Pennington.
Oh, that's true. For 2008 and everything. After he got in.
Yeah. He won it with the Dolphins the second time.
Yeah, in 08.
That's right. So, for me, there's multiple opportunities. You got Joe Burrow. The other one, Aaron Rodgers for the Jets. That's a favorite.
That's probably number one.
Aaron Rodgers. And, again, when you think of Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, makes a lot of sense. They're the bigger names. It's a better story. And, of course, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. He could, he should have a big year, or you think he will. I don't. I don't have him as comeback player of the year. I just have his name listed as a possible option. My comeback player of the year, Anthony Richardson of the Colts. I think Anthony Richardson is going to pull it out. I'm very excited. I like the way their team looks. I like him. I think he's going to have a great year, a solid year. I think he wins comeback player of the year. Offensive rookie of the year. Who do you got, Alex?
I was debating too, and I wanted Jaden Daniels, but I think if ultimately I gotta go with Caleb Williams. I really think he's gonna live up to expectations and exceed expectations because he has a calm, cool, collected feel of a quarterback. He's still young and he's multi-talented. Like I said, he's going into a very comfortable spot. Jalen Daniels is a more difficult situation per se, but I think Caleb Williams in Chicago has all the tools to exceed right now. They built that team perfectly around for him. So I'm gonna say Caleb Williams as.
I'm with you. I got Caleb Williams as well. Another option, Marvin Harrison Jr. Jaden Daniels is a really good one. Marvin Harrison has Kyler Murray at quarterback. He should be the number one option in Arizona. Kyler Murray should be able to get him the ball, so don't sleep on Marvin Harrison. But I think Caleb Williams absolutely is the inside track to win Rookie of the Year just because of what I saw the preseason, I saw before the preseason, and, of course, the talent he has around him. He does his best Patrick Mahomes impersonation, some of the things he was doing. So that's intriguing. Defensive Rookie of the Year. This is interesting.
I want to say I want to say Chop, but realistically, I'm gonna go with Latu. I forgot.
Leata Latu, from UCLA.
From the Colts, defensive end. Edge rusher. I think he's going to win.
So I have Latu as the secondary option. I think he has a very strong chance to do it. But I'm going to disagree with you. I think it's very realistic. And I have Chop Robinson winning Defensive Rookie of the Year this year. And I'll tell you why. Again, nobody expects him with big numbers because they see, if you watch him, you see the talent. You see the skill set. His skill did not match his film, or his
Correct.
stats did not match his film. His skill and his film did not match his statistics. In Miami, he's going to have Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb eventually, Mo Kamara, Calais Campbell, and then, of course, the secondary. That's going to help free up some time, free up some opportunities to make those numbers up. I expect him to have a very, very good year, and I expect him to have such an impactful year this season that he does win Defensive Rookie of the Year. And I'm not being a homer. Alex knows when it comes to this stuff here, I'm a homer as a fan. Like, dead on, die on fan. But when it comes to this type of stuff, I try to stay unbiased, but I do believe he has a very strong chance to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. You know, Micah Parsons is up there. You got there's a few good players on there. It mostly goes to edge rushers and off-ball linebackers. Stephon Gilmore was defensive player of the year at one point, so that's kind of like the outside chance type of one. I don't know if there's really a corner who could do it, but I have it as Max Crosby from the Raiders. I believe Max Crosby is ready to blow up, man. That dude is scary good. He's going to be fun to watch this season. You have Max Crosby as well?
I have Max Crosby because the addition of Wilkins is going to give him
Wilkins,
so much more freedom. Yes. Yep.
100%, bro. 100%, bro. All right. Offensive Player of the Year. Who you got, Alex?
Shit. Honestly, I'm tied between two. It was going to be three with McCaffrey, but I think he'll die down a little bit as the season goes on, especially if they got Ayuk back. If Ayuk wasn't there, and it was Samuel and him, I would have given it to McCaffrey. But I have a tie. Has there ever been a tie for Offensive Player of the Year or no?
I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't seen it. I know MVP.
I have between Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson.
Interesting. Justin Jefferson, really?
Yes.
With Sam Darnold?
Yes. I think he's going to carry. Okay. I think the load for him this year alone, he proved. And honestly, and I'm not going to lie to you, the talent is there. After I saw receivers, when you see the mental aspect of who Justin Jefferson is, his preparation, his dedication, and his work ethic is elite. And he's probably the pound for pound the strongest receiver in the NFL. So if he manages to stay healthy, he's going to lead that Vikings team this year due to the injuries that they have and the instability at quarterback, even with Sam Darnold.
I like that. No, I do. I like that a lot. I think that's pretty good. Aladino, what's up, my man? It's raining cats and dogs in 561.
Yeah, it's been raining all weekend over here, man.
In the 615, my man. I like Double J too, but do you trust Sam Darnold? You know, the truth is, I mean, honestly, I understand it too. And again, Sam Darnold with O'Connell, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. Maybe Sam Darnold shows why he was picked number one in the first round a few years ago. Maybe
Sam Darnold throws a pretty nice deep ball. He throws a pretty nice deep ball.
It's interesting. I think it's pretty ballsy, my man. I'll be honest with you. I like that you have the tie because I'll tell you what. I think the secondary option is Bijan Robinson. You said Justin Jefferson. I think Bijan Robinson is going to have himself a very good year this year. I think he's going to have the resurgence for the running backs again, you know, from the health teams. Don't be shy drafting a running back in the first round because this is the type of player you could get. Bijan Robinson's going to be right there. I do have Tyreek Hill as Offensive Player of the Year. Even though he said it was selfish for him to look at 2,000 yards, I think because we have a more focused Tyreek Hill, I think because the ball will be spread out and he will be more involved in different aspects of the offense, not just receiving, but possibly running, being involved in gadget plays here and there. And again, his quarterback still is Tua Tagovailoa. It's not Skyler. It's not Tyler Boyd. God help us, Tim Boyd. It's Tua. Tua's going to keep focused. He will be the option still. I believe Tyreek Hill will be Offensive Player of the Year. Not being a homer, I just do believe that he has a very strong chance. And he's the number one player in the NFL, got a new contract. This is the year of Tyreek, man. I think Tyreek, even, you know, again, he's not going to get 2,000 yards. He says it was selfish of him. He's focused on winning. But I think he'll have that 1,650, 1,700 yards this year.
For sure. For sure. Easy.
Yeah, he's going to have a monster year. MVP. All right,
And I
Alex,
promise
you've been pretty straight and narrow. Okay, before I hold on. I want to make sure I say this. You've been pretty good with your answers. I mean, I think it's been legit. You're like you've been sticking with it.
Yes.
I know where you're going with this, just because I know
you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going with this. I think this is a year. I think this is the year of Tua. This is Tua Tagovailoa coming out. He has his contract tied with Mike McDaniel's extension. This is the Miami Dolphins present and future. You have a person that is all-time high in confidence. You have arguably the best surrounding cast around them. Yes, the O-line, they're always going to talk about it. But in the aspect of weapon, speed, Tua's game, if healthy, all his surrounding cast, this is the most talented team we have where he has weapons all around. This is, to me, this system, these players, athleticism, this is a quarterback's dreams comes true. So to me, we're finally going to get, number one, a slim down Tua. Number two, you're going to get the Tua that's actually just playing football. He doesn't have to prove anything else anymore. Now the pressure is just you're the highest paid employee, like Mike McDaniel says. He's the highest paid employee in that building. He's obviously the face of the Dolphins, locally, nationwide, and he's going to put the Dolphins on the map. You have great speed, great demeanor, great aura around you. You have a quarterback, a coach that believes in you. You have a GM that believes in you. You have a franchise that believes in you. They showed you with that extension. It took a little bit longer than expected. But for me, I genuinely believe this is the most comfortable for those people that saw Cam Ward play on Saturday for the Kings, where he was calm, cool, and collected, like he belongs there. This year, you're going to see Tua show that he belongs in that top tier of NFL quarterbacks. And if it all breaks even, I got Tua. Secondary, Patrick Mahomes. But I got Tua going.
There's no real. I mean, right here, there you go. There are the odds for Tua to win MVP. It's a great bet. Really, it's a very good bet to put on because, again, if you got to talk about the people around him, okay, there's multiple factors come into play here.
Correct.
I'm not full disclosure. I have another answer, okay, but I'm going to tell you why you have good. That it's probably a good bet to put on. If you got it $100 or something, you go, man, I'm going to put a bet on. Yeah. You could put $100 probably on Tua winning MVP because there are multiple factors at play, many for what you just said. But again, Tyreek Hill, the number one player in football. I just said he's Offensive Player of the Year. Okay, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Odell Beckham's going to come by week 4, week 5. You get Malik Washington, but you got Devon H. and Raheem Mostert, Jalen Wright, Jonnu Smith. The tight end room. Obviously we know about the offensive line, but again, those weapons. That will make any quarterback an MVP candidate right away. Tua in the last season was considered an MVP candidate up to after week 8 and 3. He just needs to push through. Again, like you said, personal factor. The monkey's off the back. He's gotten his deal.
Yes.
He is the quarterback for the next 2, 3, 4 seasons. No concern whatsoever as long as he continues to perform the way he does. He doesn't need to worry about all the noise no more. He's the guy in the building. He's the highest paid player in the building. He's fully confident. He has his coach behind him. He has his team behind him. He has the owner behind him. He has the fan base behind him. Now his focus is on the field. Last year, he stayed healthy. He gained the weight. Then he realized, wait a second, this is hindering my game. I'm going to go ahead and lose that weight. So we might see a different version of Tua. So, and all those factors that come into play. Now, what could put him over the hump? What's going to stop him is the end of the season. What could stop him is his performances in December. He needs to show up in December. He needs to put the team on his back in December, have some MVP caliber games, and he could be right there in that conversation. Absolutely. But if he comes in, has a monster season, up to 8-3, 9-4, whatever, and all of a sudden starts to pan out again, that's what's going to kill him. And that's why I couldn't make him my MVP for this season prediction. Because, again, the last 2 years has shown me not just him, but the team starts to stall out at the end of the year. If he could stay consistent, put on some killer games late in the season, all bets are off. If you put a $10 to $100 bet on him winning MVP, you're gonna probably come in with some money. Now, for me, I think Pat Mahomes is a great answer too. It's the obvious answer. I didn't want to go with the obvious answer. There's another guy who has a very good situation in the AFC. They just traded for a big time receiver who made one quarterback from, he was drafted in the first round, looked kind of good, didn't look really too good.
Mhm.
Then they traded for this receiver from Minnesota, and all of a sudden he skyrocketed. Now the guy from Minnesota went to Buffalo and then went from Buffalo to Houston. And this kid already looked really good last season. He's in his second year with his first coach, with still a stud lineup at wide receiver, and then you added Stephon Diggs. CJ Stroud is my league MVP prediction for this season. I feel really good about CJ Stroud, man. I like Stroud, dude. Smart player. I like his situation. And I do think that Stroud has a very strong chance of an MVP. But it's Stroud, Mahomes, and I think Tua's right there.
And before we go, it was pretty cool that I don't think fans have noticed. We're going now to the next generation of quarterbacks, with Mahomes being the oldest guy. The NFL is changing, where now you see CJ Stroud, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. This year we're not going to get to see him, but next year he probably qualifies as Rookie of the Year. JJ McCarthy with the Vikings. You got Tua right behind Mahomes and Allen. So it's funny how you have kind of the only quarterback left. Oh, Justin Herbert. The only quarterback, Jordan Love from the Packers. So now you have a new generation.
It's truly a new era. Once Aaron Rodgers leaves, it's a whole.
That's it.
Pat Mahomes becomes the
elder
and that's
statesman.
true too. Scotty's right on the money. CJ Stroud benefits from playing in the South. It's not a strong division. Look how Tom Brady benefited from the East, even though we had great defensive players all around the East. He, benefited.
Correct.
Scotty,
he feasted on the division.
Look, the Tennessee Titans. Even though I don't think they're. I like Will Levis and what's going on there, but Titans aren't the Titans. Colts are still Jaguars. He's gonna take advantage of that. He's probably gonna have himself really good games to put him in line, man, to be right there. I think he has a very strong chance. Yeah, Brian says Stroud is gonna cook this year. It's a new era, a new generation.
And he has a great wide receiver room as well, offensive weapons all around. Once again, he has a perfect setup.
All right. So the last one I have on here, Alex, Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year. Are you gonna go second 2 homer picks in a row here, my man?
No, it's not homer picks. This, I believe, is his last step of his evolution. And Mike McDaniel is a cerebral coach. He's a human coach, I like to call it. He's very personal. He was critiqued many years, and unfortunately is the predisposition that we all have, because he's a 5'7" guy, skinny as hell. Oh, he's not tough enough to leave a bunch of men and football giants. And there's different types of coaching, and he's made it cool to be who he is. And there's a level of comfort, and this doesn't come with lacking accountability. That's a big misconception in coaching. When you provide a comfort level for a player to be himself, that doesn't mean you're being complacent and not being accountable. You're allowing the player to develop his best abilities. And I believe he's created the perfect culture. And we've seen this is the first head coach extended by Miami since Dave Wannstedt, I want to say. Because Sperano got that extension, but it was a save face because we couldn't get Harbaugh. So this is actually this is another a 4-year extension or a 3-year extension. So this is a prolonged vision. So my second one is going to be a Mike. I think it's going to be Mike McDaniel, depending on how you mention how the team does. This all comes riding down to Tua's MVP and Mike McDaniel's Coach of the Year. How you perform late in the season going into the playoffs, because I think we are going to secure a bye this year. I do think they're going to get over the hump, and they're going to diversify that offense. Like I said, health is a big concern. Yes. Can the O-line hold up? Absolutely. I believe we even have the players in place. Depth-wise. Defensively, we're going to surprise a lot of people. So I believe there's going to be a whole coaching effort. And my second, if it's not Mike McDaniel, my second one is Mike McDonald and the Seahawks. I really like that hire for them, and he's going to put them over the hump. And they have a young team too. They're kind of rebranding a little bit, going away from the Pete Carroll mindset. Even in coaching, there's very few older coaches left. Maybe like Andy Reid is one of the only ones left from the old school. And Andy Reid was always innovative in that sense. But there's a rejuvenation it's a generational rejuvenation of the NFL, coaching-wise, quarterback-wise. So it's a new era.
Again, all jokes aside, it's hard to disagree. And again, he has a very good chance to do it. The last 2 years, 8-3, started dying out in December, went into the playoffs, got bounced. If he could go into 8-3, 9-4, and still have a strong run in December, he'd have a huge opportunity to win Coach of the Year, especially. And again, when you look at him, if he shows growth, keeps that running game going, blah, 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 you look at him now, he looks more relaxed. Again, got an extension. He's the first, Tony Sparano did get an extension, but we know how that went. We knew why he did that. But now, he looks more relaxed. He's let his hair go. He's like, hey, you know what? Now I can feel good. Now my hair is, I don't have to worry about
Miami.
this.
He's Miami now. He's Miami now.
So, hey, and the number one offense in the NFL, the top 10 defense in the NFL, players seem to love him. The NFL cameras seem to love him. Absolutely. Strong chance. I was on edge to make him my Coach of the Year. I was right there. D'Amico Ryans. I think D'Amico Ryans
that's fine.
To win Coach of the Year. Again, second year, we know how they did last year. I think they do a little bit better this year. I think him and CJ Stroud are going to have a killer season this year. And so is Tua and Mike D. I think they're going to have a great season too. My prediction this year on record for the Dolphins is 12-5. I think it's to be a strong 12-5 season. I feel really good about this year. And but again, those are my picks: Nico Ryan, CJ Stroud, Tua Tagovailoa, Mike McDaniel. You see how they kind of paired up your Coach of the Year, your MVP match with your Coach of the Year. Makes all the sense in the world. Except you didn't pick you picked Tyreek Hill, right? Or you went
I picked Tyreek. I picked the tie. Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you went tie
for Offensive Player of the Year.
And the Defensive Player of the Year, I picked Chop. So we need good news. 100%. 100%.
Did we win MVP and Coach of the Year with Shula and Marino in '84, or Coach of the Year with Steve Walsh?
I don't know.
Because that'd be an interesting thing. Let me. I'll look it up while you're. Let me look it up here.
I don't know. Scotty, Bobby, you think I'm No.
I got you, bro. I got you.
I'm not, Scotty. I'm not. You didn't hear the rest of them, Scotty. Did you hear all the picks? Did you hear all the rewards, all the awards? CJ Stroud MVP, Offensive Player of the Year is Tyreek. Max Crosby, D Player of the Year. Caleb Williams, Offensive Rookie. Chop Robinson, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Comeback Player of the Year of Anthony Richardson. And then Coach of the Year, D'Amico Ryans. So,
Negative.
I pick everybody. You just pick the two top ones.
Negative, my brother. 84. Well, Marino won MVP. Marino won Offensive Player of the Year. I mean, there was impossible for him not to win both.
Yeah.
But Shula finished 4th, Coach of the Year. Chuck Knox from the Seahawks. Darren Reed finished 2nd. Bill Parcells finished 3rd. And Shula finished 4th.
There you go. All right. So, and hey, Coach McDaniel, again, just signed that big deal, and you just gave your part for it. Yes. I love it. Again, Cat for Life had a great comment on there as well. Let me see here. I like Miami Mike. Let him finish what he started. 6 coaches last 19 years that don't last more than 4 years. Now it's time to win. Absolutely. That's the thing. I can understand, the frustration of, man, we need to win a playoff game. Oh, blah, blah. Listen, how many times have we said, we're going to change your coach every 3 seasons? Now you've eliminated that. Correct. Now we have a coach who's gotten into playoffs twice. We have to win a game. Absolutely. If he doesn't get that done in 3 more years, then we're like, okay, now we got to bounce, dude. We got to move. We got to figure this out. But now you're like, hey, you know what? No, you have the reins. You're the main cook in the kitchen. You're the one who's leading this ship. We're following your lead with your quarterback. Okay. You help us do this. And obviously this team is a speed team. This is his vision. And so far we've been adapted to his vision. And guess what? What has it led to? We haven't won a playoff game yet. I get that. But again, 2 playoffs and 2 playoff appearances in 2 seasons. The number 1 offense in football last year. Raheem Mostert had a monster year last year. Never did it with anybody else. Tua's had a career growth in the last 2 years that he's been under Mike McDaniel. Monster growth. Tyreek Hill is never in Kansas City, is in Miami. Not only the number 1 wide receiver in football, but the number 1 player in football. Voted from his peers. The impact of Mike McDaniel is far and wide. He has a legitimate shot to win Coach of the Year because he's that damn good. Yes, he has some things to fix. We all know that. Time management, how the team plays in December and winning a playoff game. However, Now your Miami Dolphins is, whether you believe or not in the person, at least you know they're on one track. No one's going over here, no one's going over here. We're all on the same page.
We have one word finally, and this is to the mindset, which honestly the organization is reflecting, kind of like the Heat as of late, the Panthers as of late, and I know the Marlins. People are always going to be from the Marlins, but what we've seen, and I know we'll talk about it a little bit later, there's been a good return on what we've acquired, and you see kind of vision there. And what the Dolphins have done is Miami, Pat Riley could have fired Eric Spoelstra many times. Yeah. But what did he do? He stuck with who he believed was his coach. And he allowed him to develop and get his own voice. Because whenever you get a position like this, Mike McDaniel, he's strong enough where he never wants to be like anybody else. But bullshit, there's times that you second guess yourself. Now, Mike McDaniel's not second guessing himself anymore. He's evolving. He's growing. And to me, the greatest thing about a coach is adaptability. You're going to have to be able to play even against your comfort. And this is why it's essential. Notice his coaching staff, the coaching staff he surrounded himself with. I think one of the keys was his hire of Anthony Weaver. And my only fear is that Anthony Weaver and this defense is going to perform so well that we might lose Anthony Weaver for a head coaching position in the near future. Because they see perfect match in heaven. They're comfortable with one another. Anthony Weaver is on the sidelines, a player's coach with accountability. He has a ferociousness to him that I believe the defense will take upon this year, because you always take the image of your leader. And I do think what the greatest thing that he's been able to do is recognize when something doesn't work and figure it out. Only knock on him has been time management and the late season collapses. I do believe that he went in depth this offseason and he has found some sort of way, solution-wise, and it could be, people talk about late season, but you know what? It could be the setups that start early in the season. It could be the habits you're building early in the season that he changes, from play calling and everything. So people always focus on later the season collapses. Yeah, that happens with injuries, but it tends to happen lazy habits you build as you get tired and deep into the season and your body's hurt. Your body's going to resort to habits, and it's lack of discipline at times. So I do believe the changes started in the way they train, in the way they're going to perform. And I do hope this is the year of substantial growth and final growth. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's 100%, man. Because he's a complete 180. And like I said, it's not a knock on Fangio as a teacher, but I do believe it's part of what we just talked about, the new era of coaching, the new era of players. It's sometimes it's time. And like in every aspect of life, everything has a shelf life, you know? And yeah, you could be a great coach, you could be a visionary, but dude, even sometimes I'm 37 years old. There's moments that you have a tough time, getting to a 14, 15-year-old. And not only because it's your kid or your player, but you basically speak different languages. You're a generation apart, you know? So yeah, you could be in and there's a respect factor, but when you have two generations apart, there's a communication issue there sometimes. So it's just the nature of the business. You know, you have a shelf life of 20, 30 years, and then you give it up to the next generation and you keep it fresh. You become a consultant. You become a high-paid consultant. That's it.
Pretty much. Yeah, I think so. Right. I think Frank Smith is out the door.
Yes,
eventually.
That's true. Well, he got interviews this year. He turned down a few things.
Hey, if you run the number one offense again, he is the OC, even though Mike McDaniel gets credit. He's the OC. So even when you don't get the credit, you know, because look at Andy Reid and Doug Peterson, etc. Doug Peterson was under Andy Reid, and Doug Peterson got a head coaching job. So Frank Smith could be out the door if Miami has another good year.
He's just waiting for the perfect position to be open.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Talking about the Dolphins as we move on, before we do, guys, again, if you're bleeding aqua and orange, man, like we do, you're going to love this. Head over to the greatest show on surf.shop for amazing Miami Dolphins themed merch. Whether you're looking for something to wear on game day or just want to represent the greatest football team every day, they've got you covered. Guess what? They just launched a brand new Legends of Football line that you don't want to miss. It's a perfect way to honor the icons of the game while still supporting the Fins. So what are you waiting for? To visit the greatest show on surf today. Score 15% off your entire order when you use the code FINSTALK at checkout. Represent the greatest show on surf, and let's show everyone what it means to be a true Miami Dolphins fan. Moving on, let's talk Miami Hurricanes. 41-17, the most watched game in the afternoon. I would say they played as advertised, but I think they played better as advertised. They looked really good. Cam Ward was advertised. He looked really good. Love to see it. Love to see the Gators recruits second guessing their choice or start thinking about Miami. I love seeing the Gator staff freaking out as Miami was getting off the field because they were telling them
the recruits,
come over with us.
We run Florida.
That's right. Let me ask you this, Alex. Obviously, It's a long season. It's a long season. But let me ask you, man. Was this for real? Do you think the Hurricanes are for real? Are you excited? Is this a playoff team come at the end of the year?
Yeah, because one level of not only, like you mentioned, the aura of this is a Mario Cristobal coach football team, and he's made adjustments going on his third year as well. And you finally see the vision because you have stability. The offensive line is huge. The defensive line is athletic, quick, strong. To me, what stood out the most was the complete dominance in all aspects of the game. There was no unit that we were being outplayed. And I understand the Gators are on the way up, but you're still playing at the Swamp. It's an SEC opponent, and the Gators have the number one strength of schedule in the whole college football. So the Gators, bro, Napier might not make it. They have a tough task ahead of them. So we're catching them now on the way down. They come on the way up. Now, the story to me, obviously, I know the portal. People are going to talk about the portal and the recruiting, a combination of both. I think Miami, the university, is finally backing the program to bring it back to national prominence like it was in the 90s. It's a different ballgame now. But Murray's perfect mindset of a coach in this era, because it's kind of the whole school way of Howard Schurtlenberger, you know what I'm talking about, Big Pipe, where the state of Miami. We ran Florida. If you played from Central Florida down, you were going to go to UM. And that's where the dogs were out here in Florida. So it's the mindset now that you have basically, to me, what looks like an established NFL quarterback in Cam Ward and his precision, his poise. And if he doesn't go first round, you could be looking at Tua Tagovailoa's backup. But I'm pretty sure Cam Ward might. If Cam Ward gets into the Heisman race, and I believe he will, he could get strong consideration as a first-round pick next year. And Restrepo, presence. Another transfer portal kid, Damian Martinez. And what I was telling, actually, me and Ralph were messaging through the game. And what I was telling him, I'm like, you know how impressive this all is? It's amazing. What really sticks out to me is the athleticism on defense. We look like we have athletes again that belong with the Alabamas, with the Michigans, with the Georgias. For a while, what we were recruiting were kind of, 3 stars, 4 stars at times, but they weren't elite athletes. We didn't have mammoths in the offensive line. So, once again, when you talk about preaching patience and you do the comparison from the last couple of years from the Canes, now you see a program that if everything falls in place like it is right now, you have a period where I believe you could win 3-4 national titles in a decade with the continuous talent that's coming and the commitment they made to Mario Cristobal and the facilities improvement. So now you're competing with SEC teams. You're competing with the top ACC. We're probably the best ACC team right now. You know, our biggest test this year, is Florida State? Mm-hmm. Aside from that, and Florida State lost as well. So to me, we have a pretty soft schedule. So if we want any chance at the football, like the championship, we need to win out. We might lose. We might need to lose only one game, but I believe we need to go 12-0, have a chance at the college playoff. And we're only going to go up, man. This is the final part of the initial 3-year window for Cristobal, and he always talked about this, because you have to weed out the regimen before you. And, there's only so much you can do. But now these are all his recruits, his staff recruits. This is his culture. So I do believe, and college football is way better. And Nick Saban has said it. All these people have said it. College football is way better when Miami is relevant. And I think it's a great market for college football. People forget, even while the Dolphins were sucking ass sometimes, Miami ran the 80s and 90s here. There was a period that, before Marino and all that, what really ran here was Miami. Miami Hurricanes was the team of the town. So it's a great turn of events from the Al Golden eras and the failed Randy Shannon at times, and then Manny Diaz. Mark Richt kind of gave you relevance again, but not to the recruiting style of this. So this is a whole different ballgame, man. And you're finally seeing pay dividends. The commitment they've made, adaptability as well. And I think the sky's the limit for this team.
100%. This week or next Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern, Miami will face Florida A&M. That should be an easy win.
Yes.
I would never like to say it because the upsets happen.
Yeah, but it should.
I know. I don't feel bad, but today, if you're looking at Florida A&M, they got Ball State, South Florida, Virginia Tech. The team, the three, right? This whole run right here is where it's like you just gotta get past this. But again, Georgia, we faced Georgia Tech. That's the team that beat Florida State.
Yes.
So Virginia Tech, California,
battle.
Louisville, Florida State, Duke, Georgia Tech, those teams right there. That's the stretch where it's going to be like, you better be paying attention in that run, and
especially away.
But Virginia Tech, Florida State, Florida State's going to be coming for that. Louisville, Cal, but Georgia Tech, hey man, they know how it is to get some upsets. They've done it already, even though, it's FSU, who cares, but still it's going to be a good season. I'm excited. But again, talking Miami Hurricanes, you want to hear more Miami Hurricanes content tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Times, Caneswear Podcast in its second episode with Brett and the Caneswear crew. They had a great show last week with Brad from Canes Insight. Tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll be talking about, of course, the festivities of this past Saturday with in Gainesville. They partied it up. They were able to see a big time win. Get to hear their experiences out there, and of course, what they're looking forward to against Florida A&M, and of course, moving forward throughout this season. Talked about it. Miami Marlins, they had I don't want to say a shop. They didn't have a shopping spree. They had a seller run there. They put everything on eBay, all their players on eBay, and they said, "Hey, get who you want." Jazz Chisholm. I talked about him being moved early in the season. He got eventually traded. He's doing very well in New York. You got Josh Bell got moved on, etc. We did keep Jake Berger, which I'm happy about that.
Yes.
But Connor Norby was a huge move, even though he was a prospect. A lot of fans were excited about him. I really looked forward to watching him, and what I've watched with him is I'm like, holy we hit a gem. That dude looks really, really good. And Griffin Conine had a solid triple, and then I think he hit a home run last night.
Yeah.
A big time home run. But it's so cool because he is basically, his dad is a Marlins legend.
Mr. Marlin Jr.
Mr. Marlin Jr. Man, let me tell you. So obviously, even though the Marlins have won some good games so far, I really like to see the wins that they've been having. Obviously, we don't expect anything from this year. They're already done basically. But again, it leaves you excited for next season. You see the vision. Same thing with the Dolphins. The Dolphins, though, are right there. Dolphins are going to the playoffs. We know that. Them missing out of the playoffs is a huge disappointment. Marlins, it's not a surprise. But next season, once we get Yuri back, Sandy, and then you have these guys going into their second season with the team, and then the younger guys as well with Jake Berger and company. I like the Marlins' chances. I could see the vision. I see it, Alex. Am I crazy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I am?
No, you're not at all. Okay. And no. But no, not at all, man. You have what hurt me about Jazz trade. I knew what it was going to bring us back, and I understood it because in the Luis Reyes trade, because you're not going to sign him long term. what hurt me about Jazz is that Jazz was a persona for Miami. He made Miami sexy, and he made Miami a national team if we wanted it to be. And I do believe we could have reached relevance even with him on the roster. But I understood the move. I'm giving Bendix the power to the ability to prove us otherwise what he wants to do. Kind of like Bill Zito with the Panthers. Let him do what he does. I'm not comparing him to Bill Zito. I'm just saying Peter Bendix has an agenda. He has an idea of how he wants to build this team, and the surrounding with Gabe Caper as the assistant GM. Gabe Caper, and I'm going to put this out there. To me, the most important offseason move that the market make comes down to Schumacher. He wants to stay and sign an extension because he sees the vision and they're aligned. If he doesn't want to stay, and if it was maybe like even the Dodgers job or another job that might open up closer to the hometown, there's a chance that Gabe Kapler, our assistant GM, will become the new manager, which is an extension of ownership and office. The most important part about this build is continuity. And we've had an issue acquiring talent, but not developing the right way, not identifying the proper talent. And to me, I think pretty one deal this year, he's hit on almost every prospect that we acquired in return, with a few of them going to injuries. But if you look at the farm system from the times, like you mentioned, I think we're going to have the best National League next year. Moves are, which I think we will. But you got Mayer coming up. You got, like you mentioned, Yuri coming back. You got to see what they do with Edward Cabrera. Does he become a closer? So you have the building, you have the infrastructure, build a perennial all-star team the way the Astros. Okay, I know I was against teardowns because it happened so much to us. But the first one, out of all the teardowns, the first one was the most difficult one because I was a competitive team in 97. We would have competed in 98. But Moises Alou, Gary Sheffield, we could have competed. After to the new stadium because they just mesh with Jose Reyes, and a bunch of players that didn't kind of go well. Now this one, I kind of see it like the Astros. The Astros on a 3-year period, but they lost over 100 games, and then when they rebuilt the farm system, and this is the Altuve years, they came back and I believe they were in 6 or 7 AL pennant races until the very end. They won 100 games like 4 or 5 years, I believe. And they won, if I'm not mistaken, 2 World Series in that span. So this is the build that I see. And you got to take what's the remaining of this baseball season to just talent evaluate. You got to evaluate the Conan. You got to evaluate the Norman. You got to evaluate your positions, your infields, your depth, your bullpen. And there's a lot of the future major leaguers are still in AA or AAA right now in our organization. So I think the future is bright, but the problem is kind of about the Dolphins. When we talk about this build, we see it as Dolphins fans. But if this build was, let's say, the Buccaneers, they didn't go through the years that we went through with the Dolphins, where playoff dismissal after playoff dismissal, missing the playoffs, never having a good chance. And with the Marlins, when the Astros did it, people were questioning it, but understood what they're doing. But because it's the Marlins, because it's the Dolphins, you have to take that into context, that people take it a little bit more personal, and then they overanalyze a lot of things just because of the nature of who the franchise is and what the franchise has done previously. So it just comes down to a matter of situation and optics. I believe the Marlins are heading in the right direction. And we got to realize we're not a big market, which is ridiculous. We could be, because we're a huge soccer market. We have the stadium is in the middle of Latin community, around the Cuban community, around the Hispanic community. So if you put a winning product on the field, the fans show up. So I hope that Sherman is true to his word, that he's willing to spend when the time is right, and not just overspend for the sake of spending, kind of like Miami, just make a trade for the sake of making a trade. I'm going to trust Bendix. I'm going to give him a few years to build his foundation and see where it goes. But I do like where it's going. I know it's fresh and it hurts us, these trades, but I believe they were calculated. I believe they were the right move at the right time. And we'll see it this offseason You expect a huge free agent signing from the Marlins, but I do want to see what happens to Schumacher. I think his staff is also key in the development and who they have in place. So you settle down the manager position, and then you got to give continuity. You don't want to replace your manager every 2 to 3 years. The same thing with the Dolphins head coach and Mike McDaniel. You need continuity to have continued success. And coaches will fail sometimes. Managers will fail sometimes. But that's how they grow. You know, people forget that Bill Belichick was the head coach of the Browns. And they were a losing franchise. He brought them back to prominence. And then he had his uphill battles to the Patriots. And then he became the legend that he is. So there's times for this. There's periods of growth and development that you got to let managers and coaches go through.
100%. I think you know, all great points right there. Yeah, again, I love the vision. I agree with you though. It's very important to make sure, you know, you bring back Skip as the manager. Hopefully that works out and they're able to do so, because it will mean a lot to this baseball team. And again, I know it's tough right now, and I agree. It sucks. It sucks. The sell-off sucks. But you know, got to give you know, the general manager a chance. We'll see how he does. So far, it looks like he has 2 hits, and it's still, though we're still in that midway point. At least, you know what's great is that he made these moves, and it's not like you're getting to see these guys on live action. You get to see them on a pro level. They're not in the minor leagues. You know, you're getting to see the potential of these players on a pro field. So, and you get that opportunity to preview what they could be going into next season and the years after. Just the fear with players, though, with Marlins player, when you see great players, or you start to see young great players and they're starting to get better, and you get excited for them, and it's like, oh, they're only going to be here for a couple more seasons.
They're gonna move. They're gonna move for prospects.
You know, so it's like you can never trust.
You know what we thought was a change. Remember when Sandy agreed to the extension? When you see a few players agree to extensions and arbitration, which is why we didn't trade Berger. We have Berger under team control for more years, I think, or 2 years. We can go to arbitration, you know, back out, pay him. But whenever you see players agree to certain extensions, then you're going to see that, okay, this is for real. This is this.
Absolutely. 100%. So we're about the hour and 22 mark. I will say this: we're gonna talk. We'll just keep a couple minutes on this. Just for Miami Heat talk. There's not much talk with Miami Heat, but we do know Jimmy Butler, who is the lead man in Miami. Adebayo right there next to him, could be taking over this season. But Jimmy Butler, we know he's in his final year. The Heat have said they're not going to look to extend him right now. They want to see how this year goes out. They don't have to. He has a player option. It is more than likely about 98% sure, 99.9% sure he's going to opt out of that for more money, because he's in that tier. He's going to get it. We know teams are interested in him. We know he would prefer probably to stay in Miami. I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder. I think he's going to want to show that he's earned that money. I think he'll play more games, not the full 80 plus games this year, but I think 70 games for sure. I think he's going to fight for that. But we have our first report of another team he might have his eye on if it doesn't work out in Miami, and that's the Brooklyn Nets. The New York Post NBA reporter Brian Lewis says Jimmy Butler, according to his sources close to him, likes the Brooklyn Nets. So I'll say this. Cool. I'm sure Jimmy Butler likes a lot of teams around the league, especially teams with cap space. I know he really wants to win a championship. I know he really wants to win a championship in Miami. But if he doesn't get paid in Miami, he's going to want to get paid elsewhere. I do believe he's going to opt out. I think he should opt out. I think that gives him options. I think Pat Riley's going to say, okay, go see what you can get. And while you're doing that, we're going to go see what we could possibly do. And, you know, if you don't get that money, then you know what's here waiting for you. You know, I will not be upset. I will be upset in regards of, damn, man, I would really like to see him back here. I want to see him win a ring here. I think he's really ingrained himself into the culture. He is, in the short time that he's been here, he feels like he's been here forever. He's done a huge part. It's funny how a player who wasn't here for the big moments in regards of LeBron and Wade and UD, etc. But he did take us to 2 finals. He did have a monster run in the bubble. He did have a monster run in the playoffs before Denver. he has ingrained himself in Miami Heat lore. He will be forever known one of the best Miami Heat players in history. I would love to see him win a championship because that would solidify him in Miami Heat history. But I will say I will hate not having him. I will hate losing him. I don't want to lose him, but I wouldn't be mad because I would rather spend that 50+ million on another player or other players to fill out this roster. If it goes down that way. Right there, Alex, you look like Bad Bunny. I don't know if you're frozen, but you dead ass look like Bad Bunny right there. I don't know if you see it. The whole eyebrow thing. You look like Bad Bunny for a second. That was like the whole face and everything just changed. That's creepy as hell, boy. Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, what the hell just happened?
I've gotten that a few times.
Yeah, holy shoot. Anyway,
I've gotten that a few times. I've gotten that a few times.
Have you really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that you froze up and your eyebrow was like that. I was like, holy crap, that looked like Bad Bunny, boy. Cuban Bad Bunny. We'll call you the bad rabbit. A good rabbit. That's what it is. We'll just switch it up. But yeah, man, no, I don't think this is big news because I didn't want to bring it up very quick, but I didn't think it was big news because again, I think it's smart for him to put those feelers out there, throw those things, say, hey, I'm looking at Brooklyn. I like Brooklyn. Now Brooklyn, he knows Brooklyn's gonna have the money. So if Miami doesn't give it to him and Brooklyn comes in and goes, hey man, we're gonna give you our full max, whatever it can be, the potential of that full max. You're the lead dog here. Look, we got a young squad. We got draft picks. You know, he's gonna go, okay, I'm gonna bounce. And he might say, if Miami sees that, Miami's gonna might put pressure on Miami. It won't. It could put pressure on Miami to say, hey, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and give you that deal midpoint of the season. What do you think about this, Alex?
Well, my first reaction was just kind of like yours. Like, it's all right. I like many teams around the league as well, and I'm a Miami Heat fan, and I'm a loyal Miami Heat fan. I like a lot of teams. It is interesting. I do believe the Nets would have the cap space. The comparisons that I always do that I'm going to do with Jimmy this year, and it's a different scenario, but it's similar. Is the Paul George situation in the Clippers? I don't believe there is a destination next year that is going to be in the position that the Sixers were this year, where they needed to add a Paul George, had the cap space to do it, and were a title contender. The Nets are a few years away from being title contenders. The Nets are rebuilding. That's why they traded away Bridges, and you can kind of see where they're going in regards to the Ben Simmons situation. They need clarity in that team. Cam Thomas is going to step up and play with a whole lot more. I don't see Jimmy going to the Nets. Now, you do see the New York nightlife or the New York media. Jimmy's a weird, it's a unique individual because he does like the attention. That's part of his character, and he does need the attention, the validation. Usually people that say that they don't need attention and they don't need validation are the ones that kind of want it the most or need it the most. So that's the factor there. But I believe what he's built here, he's built a home here. For the first time, I think he really felt embraced by an organization that treated him like family, like that let him be himself. So I do believe there's value to that. And just like in family, there's going to be turmoil, there's going to be disagreements. And in order for you to get a max extension, which I think eventually he will sign, there has to be something to prove in regards to your demeanor, your longevity, especially at this age, because you don't want to give contracts just to give contracts. And that's a big reservation that I believe the Clippers have with Paul George. Now, are we in a different situation than the Clippers? Second in command, are probably our de facto, team leader in Bam is 27. He's entering his prime. You got Tyler Hero, who's 24. You got Jaime Jaquez, which is 23. You got Jovic, which is 21, 22. So you got future pieces. The Clippers to me, the Clippers did great. Instead of signing Paul George to a massive extension, they got multiple pieces that are younger that can kind of balance out their team and their rotations. So I compare those situations, but I do think that Jimmy Butler's situation is unique in regards to he genuinely wants to finish in Miami. He genuinely wants to retire in Miami and kind of ride off into the sunset. He's opening up his big coffee shop in Wynwood this year. So he's set roots here. Now, does he have homes in LA and New York? I'm pretty sure he does. He spends a lot of time in New York, and now he's building an empire after basketball. This is what most athletes are doing now. As they get further along into their careers, they're building their future career because basketball is not forever. So, production standpoint, kind of like when LeBron went to LA, could I see Jimmy going to Brooklyn? Yeah, if it's just for the money and for the lifestyle and being close to more business-oriented, mindsets, I could see it happening. But for basketball competition-wise, championship caliber team-wise, I don't see it happening. And it's early. We're going to hear these talks throughout the year. Now, the most important thing is I want to see when it's media day what Spo says, what Jimmy says to kind of squash this because they'll try to eliminate it. And the starting five is going to come out. We finally saw the name starting five. That's the show with LeBron, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, and I believe we're following him last season. So we're going to see an in-depth version of Jimmy. Everything we're talking about now, we're going to kind of see how it transpired before. So that's a cool concept as well. And look, Jimmy personifies Miami Heat culture, the way he was embraced here. So I don't see him going anytime soon anywhere. Oh, we lost Bobby. I think we lost Bobby. Let me see here. We might have some technical difficulties, but I'll just wait for him to get up along. It's a beautiful day, actually. Today's getting much, much clearer here in Miami. So, or maybe I'm just on and Bobby's on. It could be one of these universes where my internet is actually down. I think I'm talking and I'm not talking. But does anybody listening, does anybody see Bobby or just see me? We could do a nice little Q&A while Bobby comes back. Shoot your questions in the messages and I'll answer them gladly. Preferably about him. Oh, and I think he's back. He is back.
Am I back? I don't know what the hell just happened.
What? Well, I was talking to Bobby, and I'm like, in a parallel universe, I might be actually the one that's off, and you might be the one that's on, and I'm here talking, and no one's hearing me, and they're hearing you.
Can you imagine? That's the worst thing is when
it's the worst thing
before where a couple streams have ended while we're doing a show because you press the button and you're talking, or like Steve Real Talk Rants. I'll know like when he first started doing the show, I know it's like he was like 10 minutes after the show was supposed to go live. Am I not back?
Yeah.
Can you guys see me or no?
Yeah, you're
Alex,
back.
did you see me?
You froze up a little bit, but I see you.
All right, I'm going to see if I don't know if it's the site because I have a something up here so we could talk about our next topic. But
go ahead.
Raphael says no Bobby on YouTube. Let me check my phone very quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
See. Let me check YouTube very quick. Let's see. Yeah, I'm here. I am on. All right. Something I saw just a minute ago. I was reading when you were talking. They went back down recently to go see the Titanic, and which is always cool. I'm always intrigued by that, dude. The Titanic always, intrigues me, and I love reading up on its history. I love reading the witnesses stuff, and they just found the Titanic Honor and Glory rediscovered the Diana of Versailles was rediscovered and photographed. It was a statue. Let me see here. We are honored to announce that during the RMS Titanic recent expedition to the wreck site, our team was instrumental in the rediscovery of the Diana of Versailles, a bronze statue that once graced the Titanic's first-class lounge. So, seen only once since the sinking, Diana was thought to be lost in Titanic's expansive debris field, a 2-foot-tall needle in the deep-sea haystack. They found it first. So I guess they seen it before, but they lost it, and then they found it again. But look at that. My goodness, that is so crazy. I don't know if you could see this. I'll try to. That statue, 2 foot tall, was in the first class lounge of the Titanic. And obviously when the Titanic broke apart,
Yeah.
Everything, all that shit fell out. But that is, to me, when I see stuff like this, I love going to Titanic museums. But when I see stuff like this, and that's on the bottom of the ocean floor, I don't know how, thousands of feet below the ocean next to the, it's like, it's so eerie to me. It's like, God dang, dude, that was that's when the ship broke its back. And oh, dude, I just love stuff. I love the Titanic stories. I love all, historic shipwrecks. Anyway, our final talk of the day here is 90s nostalgia. Alex, we grew up in the 90s, and there's these videos that I see sometimes on TikTok when they go, they show you different things, and I go, oh, I remember that, the spinning sharpener in the classroom, you go like that, remember, the smells of the different things. So there's a list on here, and if I start to go out again, it's the list, it's the site. Sometimes that happens, but this is things that were popular in the 90s. So it's a list, and I thought, man, this is perfect. We could talk about this, kind of look back on nostalgia things and have fun with that. The first one on this list was video rental stores. I talk about this all the time. It's so true.
Yes.
Nothing was better than going to, especially for us, going to Blockbuster. It was right next to Walgreens. It was there. You could walk there, drive there, but go to Blockbuster, rent a movie, funny movie. You rent the old, if you didn't see a pay-per-view or something, you'd rent the old WWF, WCW tapes. It was Blockbuster in Hialeah, and and when I used to go visit my father, it was Hollywood Video.
We
used to go to Hollywood Video, and that's where I would go rent tapes there. We'd go with my dad, rent movies and stuff. Love that, man. I miss that. I miss going to video rental stores. That was the cool thing. Now it's just go home, rent it online, go rent it on, or go see it on Netflix or whatever. It's not the same anymore. Go get a movie. And, it's like, the truth is, go ahead.
Ordering takeout. Like when you would go to like restaurants sometimes, or like fast food places, like everything now being brought to you. I get it; it's very comfortable and all that. But the excitement, the buildup of, oh, I'm gonna go rent a movie and probably go to Little Caesars and get a pizza. So it's gonna be a movie night. We're gonna get pizza. We're gonna get popcorn. We're gonna get chocolates. So it was the buildup for that. And I mean, like the movie theaters. Yeah, cool. You still like to go to movie theaters, but correct.
The DVD now is dead. VHS is dead. Now, I mean, even though, it's so cool, but it would be cool going, hey, let's go to the Blockbuster, go rent a movie. And we'd go and you would agree on that one movie. So you knew what movie you were going home to see. Now you're at home and you go, hey, you want to watch this or watch that? What about this? Let's just watch this. Forget it. And then you're not really enjoying it because one person wants to see it, the other one doesn't want to see it. It's different. Part number 2 was going to a friend's house or arranging to meet people without calling or texting first. Just literally going out and meeting in person, no technology involved.
Yes.
That's another one.
Yes.
How would I know? How would I go hang out with Alex? I would go look outside my window or go look in the door and see he was playing basketball in the front in his house. I know he was there. Or honestly, I just walk over to his house and knock on his door. When I got older, I would just knock on his door and maybe he wasn't home. Maybe he was out. Maybe he was working. Maybe he was whatever. His parents would open. I'd go have coffee with his dad and his mom. Just hang out until he got home. And then, oh, hey, what's up? I'm here. It's so true. Now it's technology. Now it's like, hey, you want to go hang out? Oh, no, I'm busy, man. Oh, okay. Or, hey, no, now is, back then, I enjoyed that. That was the coolest thing. It was just,
Ralph, the super long cords that would get tangled up, and I would hold the cord and let the phone untangle. The cordless phone that you have to extend the antenna. Hello.
Saturday morning cartoons. I feel sorry for all the kids who never grew up with them. Now all the kids do is watch YouTube and Netflix. It's true. It's the same thing as going outside. Yeah. Saturday morning cartoons were legit.
One thing I used to do, I used to read the comics, the newspaper comics. I would love the Sunday comics.
But I told Dad yesterday, I love newspapers. Yeah. I love buying a newspaper. Nothing's better than buying a newspaper and going to a specific column and reading it. I love going to, obviously, sports section. That's what I love the most. The Miami Herald, the Palm Beach Post, the, Sun Sentinel. That was great. But it's all going away. But same thing, Saturday morning cartoons, man. Looney Tunes was legit. You'd watch that, then you go outside and play. Now it's, can I watch YouTube? Can I play the tablet? AOL dial-up.
Sorry, the dial-up sound.
Look, color commentary. Look, good to see you, color.
Transformers
at 8 a.m. Yep, that's right. Nothing beats
you know,
that. Do they stuff
one thing?
Probably AI.
It might not be on the list, but to me, one of the things that I miss was the sense of surprise and what I'm going to show my friends what happened. Because now anything happens, people have to post it automatically the moment it happens that they were at the concert, that they're doing this. Oh, I'm living my life, and I take a picture of it and post it. Before, something would happen to you, and you were the whole day waiting to get home to talk to your friends about it and tell them the story and tell your parents about it, which I think in the availability of constant communication has affected the way we communicate. We do see each other, because by the time you get home and see each other, you already told each other everything you needed to say during the day.
Yeah.
So conversations, in-person conversations, have stopped a lot because of that. Because now everything is either a picture.
True. You know, you meet up and you go, "Oh man, guess what? I was at this dude. I saw on Facebook. Yeah, I saw the pictures. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. You want to
watch
watch
AOL dial-up? You wait for the dial-up to go through, or if you go to use your landline phone and you, I gotta call so and also you hear, it's like, get off the internet. I'm on the phone. You know, it's like, music CDs, portable CD players, stereos. People used to brag about what an awesome stereo they had in their house, and now everyone just listens to music on their phone. Perfect.
On their iPods.
Another great,
on their AirPods. Yeah.
Another great point. Something I used to do, especially as I got older, and I would be at my grandmother's house all the time. I would have those tapes. I'm forgetting what they are. Not VHS, but they're cassette tapes. And
I
would record. Like I would be listening to the radio, and as soon as the song hit, I'd hit record. And as soon as it stop recording. So then I would have a whole cassette of songs that I liked.
Of songs that you liked, yeah.
Let me see here. Tamagotchis. I'm not familiar. Am I missing?
Oh, Tamagotchis were the little animals that you little circular thing that you had to take care of them.
Oh, like yeah. You feed them. Yes, yeah. Okay, I know what those are. Okay, yes, yeah. Tamagotchis. Yes. Yo-yos. Yeah. Yo-yos.
Oh, yo-yos, bro. We could walk the dog in the yo-yo. The clock. That's right.
Polaroid pictures. I was just gonna say this. This is the other one, because again, you rather have it on your phone than but I used to love, and I still do. I still well, not Polaroids, but pictures itself. Taking a camera, getting them developed. Alex and I both worked at Walgreens growing up.
Yeah.
Remember that Alex happened to do the chemicals, the smell of the chemicals on the photo machine.
Smell of the chemicals. You had to replace the color.
Yeah,
it was 4-color chemicals.
Without looking. You just put your hands in the bag. Disposable cameras, man. Those were legit. Frosted tips. Oh, okay. Frosted
like
tips.
Sync. Yeah. I used to I have frosted tips at once.
I don't know. I've never really followed a trend. The only time I ever had some kind of highlights, my mother did that. She went like that and put highlights, and I had little blonde highlights one time. I hated it, but I never.
I don't. Pictures? Wait a second. You have blonde highlights?
It wasn't. Yeah, it was like a little like. Yeah. I don't know if there's pictures.
Is there photo evidence of this? We need to find photo evidence of this, bro.
Maybe, but I'm not sure. Payphones. Oh, I used to use the payphone to call my dad from Highly Elementary. I used to hit 0. Yeah, I hit 0 on the operator, and and they would say I would make a collect call to my dad, and they go say your name now.
The payphones were right by the entrance, right?
That's right.
Payphones by the entrance.
That's right. And I would call my father, and I remember you have a collect call from, it's Bobby. I remember my dad would take it, and he'd go, Bobby, where are you? What are you doing? I go, I'm at school, and I talk to my dad because I would try to call my dad to see my dad because my dad lived in Fort Lauderdale, or not Coral Springs.
And to date us, this was before we had to dial area codes.
That's right. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Telegraph lines. That's hilarious.
It's a baby, Bob. We had a baby. It's a boy.
It's a boy. Yeah, right.
Remember the commercial?
Right. Yeah.
Who was it? It was Bob. They had a baby. It's a boy.
It's a boy. That's great, man. Number 9, dialing 67 to block your caller ID, and 69 to hear the number of the last person who called. Of course, the good old 3-way call. You'd call someone, hit flash, call someone else. It's usually ended in a prank or backstabbing, as you didn't know it was.
Prank calling.
So true.
Prank calling,
calling.
Pizza
Oh,
Hut, places, grocery, the dry cleaners.
Now
like,
everybody has it.
man.
Like you can't prank call anymore. It's just not
No,
the
no.
same anymore. It's hard to do it. I don't
And it
even
was
know how
to me it was amazing. It was all harmless fun. We were never in danger. I mean, we could have been in danger and we didn't know about it. But I've never felt in our childhood that we were in danger of anything happening to us. That's one thing. Now, like, I know parents are afraid of sending their kids out, but bro, we were in the streets until nighttime every single day.
Dude, man, we would be in alleys. We'd be playing hide and seek in the alleyways. Remember, we'd be behind the shopping center and because behind the house, behind Alex Fleites' house, that area there was a alley, and then there was a strip
shopping
mall right
plaza.
there.
Yeah.
And we'd play behind there. Remember that? And my mother just told me a couple weeks ago or a month ago she saw Alex Fleites. I didn't know his family still lived there.
His family still lives there. Yeah, the Romo still
lives
there.
Yeah, that's right.
In the corner.
Yeah, we were in grave danger. But nobody was paranoid. That's right. Yeah. There was always danger. We just weren't afraid of it. Beanie Babies. Yeah.
Beanie Babies. Okay. Oh my god.
Peace Frog stickers on the back of cars. They're still around, but 90s they were more. Lisa Frank art and stickers on literally everything. I don't know. I don't remember what Lisa Frank was.
Oh, Lisa Frank. All the girls have it. Oh my God, Bobby, you're gonna hear this. Do you remember the notebook? I just thought about Lisa Frank's, the character notebooks that had the Velcro, and you would open up the Velcro, and you would hear it snap.
Yes.
The Velcro across, and you're like, Walkman, bro, Walkman, and the no tap CD players that you can knock on them, like you can punch them and nothing, and wouldn't skip a beat.
That was the coolest thing, right? That was always the best because that was the other one. CD players. That's how it used to go walk. See, now of course you got your phone. You put your phone in your pocket, you get the headphones, and you're walking.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I'd put my CD player in my pocket, fit it as best I can. And what sucked was if you had one that was a skipper. You know, that skipped every time you'd walk in, you do as best you can, so he doesn't go bump. You know, the music stopped halfway because he kept doing something. Then you got the no noise. You just like, it's a big ass CD player. Slap bracelets, those are still around.
Yeah, those are still kids around. Ordering shoes and all that from a magazine, like a sports magazine, like ordering the jersey, East Bay, like when you would order the sports things and you would send in checks, writing checks. People don't write checks anymore. I remember my mom taught me how to run my checkbook when I was like 14, 15 years old. And you would pay with checks. My mom getting cash back in stores by writing a check, the original cash back. Like if $35, my mom would write a check for like $55 and get $20 cash back. I'm like, I remember those times.
You do that? I didn't know that. I remember when I got my first checkbook. I felt so cool. I was like so happy to write a check for the first time, you know. What was your first bank? Who was your first bank? Do you remember that?
I've only had one bank. It was at the time. It was it Great Western still, or it was Washington Mutual, and then obviously this Chase Bank. Chase bought them all, but I've always had. I have the same bank account that I've since I was 14, 15 years old. It just the bank was bought out by 42, 34, 44, 45, 6, 7, 8.
You imagine? Oh yeah, shut the fuck up. Mine was in Melbourne, and it was it was a local bank. I remember when I walked in.
Okay.
I remember getting it, but then the bank I've had forever is Regions.
Yeah.
You know, my wife and I were just talking about that.
Now that you say that, I remember believe it or not, this is how long my checkbook is that I haven't written that much checks. My checks still say Washington Mutual.
Oh,
and
really?
This was obviously but Washington was it Great Western? Let me now I gotta see this. Mutual Great Western, because I believe it was Great Western when I signed up.
TV sitcom laugh tracks. Yeah, that will never be the same. The Rolodex or phone book next to the house phone. Yep. True. The Rolodex or the phone book. I think
Great
Rolodex
Western.
is still people. I think that's a missed thing there. I think Rolodex is still very useful in a phone book too. I would prefer a phone book and a Rolodex over the phone.
A lot of businesses still have the Rolodex.
Yeah,
old school businesses.
I like the Rolodex. I think that's cool, especially like it's like going through it because things still get lost in your phone. But if you got a Rolodex, go to let me look for B.
Holy shit! Yes, paper food stamps and booklets. I remember that.
Oh yeah. There you go. Right there. Very thin eyebrows. Me and Todd just talked about that yesterday. We talked about the Spanish ladies putting lines on their eyebrows.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yes, Great Western. This is true. My mom had it. Yep. Great Western was the first to offer free checking. You don't have to pay for a checking account.
So that's the list right there.
Oh man, there's so many things. We could do a whole show just one day. There's a site on Bobby on Twitter. I'll send it to you. That Ralph sent it to me, and it's all the 90s nostalgia for kids. Like the last one that I saw was the juice box that it looks like it's on a Ziploc bag, and you would pinch it, pressure it, and pinch it, so that make sure it wouldn't go through at the same time. But then you would do it go through, and it was a bunch of air.
You know what's nostalgic? It's going. You know, I don't know. Have you ever gone to your kid's school to go to lunch with your son? I do that. I like to do that. You know, I do it every so often. And, you know, going to the cafeteria and standing in line, I stand with him in line and I'll see him. And, you know, I could get lunch if I want, but, you know, I've done it a couple times, but I don't do it.
Oh, you could actually do that? We could only go for events. They allow you to do that?
Yeah. You go online and you grab a plate and they'll put your stuff. And of course, you know, you just pay them at the register.
Oh, they don't,
you know, or they put it on your kids.
Security here.
Yeah. I walk with Tristan and this time I didn't do it,
man.
But I love I'll grab that chocolate milk, pop that thing open, the chocolate milk in the box. And, you know, like, the old days, dude. You know, nothing beats school lunch. I mean, I hate school lunch, but I need still, it's like it's a feel. It's like, oh wow, like
it's so cool, man.
You know, it's the same thing as going to a gym. Same thing as going to a gym. I don't know why it's weird, but that's somebody gets a weird smell. It's going to a gym, high school gym or gymnasium or
the
even
smell,
like that, you know,
the smell of a gym.
The smell, you know, it's you know, you want to know what the smell is, guys? I'll tell you what it is. But still, you go and it's like, man, this is like nostalgic, man. It's like it brings you back.
You want to know what
I remember the football.
Go work out, scratch your nuts, and then smell them, and then you go. That's the smell of a gym.
it's a smell of all dirty balls.
All dirty balls, baby.
Childhood, you know, because you know, maybe when I played football and I was in the locker room, and it's the same smell. I remember when I first walked in the gym, I went, "Oh shoot!" I was like, it brought me back. I was like, "Holy shit!" You know.
And you could attest to that because I play basketball. It was 15 of us. When you play football, there's 50 something. That's a whole different smell, man. That's a deep smell. That's a deep, sweaty smell.
It's strong smell, boy. It's strong. You know, Tombstone. You know, Tombstone was released in 1993. Let me tell you something. I'm watching a series right now on Netflix about Wyatt Earp and the Cowboy War, and you know, I love Tombstone. I want to visit Tombstone, Arizona one day. I want to go walk. You see the Wyatt Earp in the where the OK Corral was. So that's really cool that you brought it up, Color. Garbage Pail Kids collecting cards. Yep. Pokemon. Even though Pokemon's still popular today, but I remember Pokemon when it first hit, it was surge. Everybody was doing Pokemon, collecting Pokemon. You know,
what we talked about when we were doing the show with Harrison about the card collectors. I remember when we were 90s, when I was like 8 or 9, all my baseball cards, my basketball cards, we all collected these cards, and it kind of died down, and then it came back. It's to me, it's hilarious, bro.
Yeah. No, let me tell you something. It is a lot of fun. Buying cards, doing cards. I enjoy it. Harrison's addicted to it to a point where, you know, and he sells them though. He gets profits and stuff, so it's cool. For me, I really enjoy collecting. Make sure you go to either Doc Holidays or Wyatt Earp Days. Yeah, man. You've been there like 10 times. Wow, dude. Good for you. I really want to go. I plan on going. If I can't go as a family, I'll take my father-in-law because I know he loves history. Maybe we could do a boys trip. Me and Alex go down to Arizona and see Tombstone. That'd be a cool visit. Yeah, but I would love to go to Tombstone, man. I love the story of Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday and Ike Clanton and company. We got 2 pictures from the movie, of course. Tombstone's one of my favorite Western, but I have 2 art pieces of Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell as Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday. I just don't have a frame for them, but I got to get them. But they're one of the best. But what were we saying, Alex? I'm losing my. What we were just talking about? You were talking.
Oh, we're talking about the cards. You were talking about Harrison
cards.
Sending cards.
Thank you. See, that happens. My brain goes fried.
Yeah.
But no, like the other day, if you know, Audrey's getting older. You know, she's 11. she's going on 11, going on 21, basically. You know, she loves listening to music. She loves listening to Nick's music. Loves listening to music. You know, starting to get crushes on boys, and you know, it tells me, "Dad, stop." You know, and so she gets excited. You know, the other day I was picking her up from
the shit
school.
out of her.
Oh, dude. Oh, trust me. You know me. And I love messing around with her. But we have a good back and forth. You know, it's crazy that, you know, I could joke with my daughter and we have a good time and laugh it up. And, you know, she looks at like my wife's yelling at me and Audrey would go, like, yeah, you leave her? Like, leave him alone, Mom. Oh my God. You know,
the nerve on this woman.
Yeah. Yeah. Her new thing is this. She'll go like this to you. You know, it's like, hey, you know, because you know what she's
yeah.
you know, getting slick. But the other day, you know, now it's like the side hug. It's not the big hug. You know, I remember when she used to climb on my back and used to go tell my wife, you know, Daddy's everything. Dad's the best, you know, and she used to like always lay on top of me and everything. Now
that's
it's like,
she's like, now.
She's like,
what's up?
But the other day I was on my phone. I was on Whatnot, which is a, basically a card marketplace. And you go on there and see, so Alex, they'll have a buttload of cards and you know, and you'll go like, and they have great cards, but it's like, oh, okay, guys. Hey, you go. Hey, what's up? The guy goes, "What type of cards you want?" He puts a card up. He goes, starting at $1. This Peyton Manning auto. Blah blah blah. And you go, oh damn. You go, damn. I really want that. So you swipe for $1, and so he says $2. You go $3, $4, $5, and you stop. You know, eventually, you know, it's like 10 seconds. Stop at $6. All right, Alex, great card, man. He'll put it aside. Now shipping went down to 4 to 2 to 0. Now it's free shipping. So now, you know, if you can say, okay, I budgeted for $10, $15, you're straight. As long as you don't go over that amount.
Before. Exactly.
So you could get beautiful cards for $2, $3, and you get some really good ones. Anyway, I was on my thing and I had a couple dollars in my Apple. So I was like, I'm gonna have fun with this. So I'm just looking at it and I don't go crazy. I'll just stay watching until I see something like Dolphins, Heat, or something really good. And this guy he had a Devon Ancient rookie, and he had a Tyreek Hill, not Devon rookie Hill, but a Dolphins Tyreek Hill with a nice card. So Audrey was sitting next to me, and she, you know, we started going, and I swiped, and I got it for like $3. And he goes, "Oh, great, buddy!" I said, "Oh, damn, that's really nice, Devon Ancient rookie. I like that."
Yeah,
you know. So then now it's free shipping, and I won a giveaway because he did a giveaway. It was a Trey Young rookie, Trey Lance. Niners quarterback.
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Okay,
but he's a rookie, so I want to give away. So, oh, cool. So I stayed on him, and he was a younger guy. He's almost like a kid, a teenager. But and he was happy that I stayed on. His viewership started picking up. But Audrey, all of a sudden, I noticed Audrey started laying on my shoulder, and she's like, you know, and I'm like this, and I'm swiping. And she's, and all of a sudden, like, she's like, "What are you doing?" So she's getting into it. Dad, swipe. I go, "No, I'm not swiping for this." So then I started. She's like, peer pressure. Like, stop it, you know. And it was funny. One time I looked away. I was watching the Hurricanes game. And when I looked back, the guy had a buttload of cards that sold for $3. And I'm like, Audrey, and she went, "What?" I'm like, "Why didn't you tell me something, dude? Because that's a great thing to do, is get a buttload of cards for $3. These are legit cards, autos." And you know, I wasn't paying. So now she was into it. Me and Tati both looked at each other because we were like, "Aw," because it was like, she was like, you know, bad, you know, like, look at it. I was like, that's something that's cool about it. That's what I love about it. My kids love doing it. I love doing it. You know, getting into swiping and everything. It's a fun thing. If you ever get, maybe when you and I are together, we'll do it for fun. I'll show you. Because it is a cool thing to do. You know, you go, "Oh man, okay, I'm only going to do $20." And then you watch this you can go on different streams, and it's so easy. You just put your thing in there, your card, and you go swipe, you know, and then they ship it to you in a little box, and you get these trading cards. Perfect. I got a Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and a oh man, what was the other rookie? It was another card. I want to get a Jaime Jaquez, of course, and a Jovic, but I haven't hit on those yet. And but that's a lot of fun, dude. The guy tells, "Oh, what kind of," you know, they have a buttload of cards. And he goes, "Here, how about these ones?" And he'll tell you, since you said those like, here's 3, man. What do you think? And of course, you don't have to buy them, but what sucks is if other people want them, because then now you're. So I only have a limit. Like once I go over like $4, I'm done. That's right. I won't go unless it's like a legit thing. I won't do it, but it's a lot of fun, dude. It's a lot of fun. Nice score. I picked the right pack with autograph pack on your brother's slideshow. There you go. Yeah, it was fun. That's right. You did pick the right pack. That's right, Ralph. And it was a fun show, man. My brother loves doing that. Let's see the show when we were talking. Oh, there you go. That's so cool. Did you meet Val Kilmer? That's awesome, man. I make sure you have a bowl of chili at Big Nose Kate's. Oh, dude, I want to go there. First of all, again, I love the history. I want to see the cemetery there. And of course, I love ghost hunting. I love doing ghost stuff. So I know Tombstone is haunted. So I definitely would love to do that. So that's really cool.
Let's go.
Oh, dude, you know, Alex, you know, down. We're doing that shit. Really, you go eat dinner, go to a hotel, change, do your stuff, and it's like wait for like 2 a.m. and go. All right, let's go back out. And walk around Tombstone at night. Oh, dude, I'd be down, dude.
Do a live show.
My son's right now. My son's into that shit right now. You know that?
Oh,
Tristan's into ghost stuff. Yeah, he loves skinwalkers and everything. He's a big expert in all that stuff, dude. He is like crazy. Yeah, the actors were cool. Sam and Bill didn't talk much. That's crazy, man. That's really cool. But anyway, guys, we're at the 2-hour mark. Man, it was a fun show. It was so awesome having Nikki. Oh, dude, Birdcage Theater, 100%. Caller, man. Caller, if I ever do go, I'm gonna hit you up before so you can let me know where to go and what places to check out, brother. Anyway, Alex, man, any final thoughts before we wrap this up? It's a fun show, man. I'm so happy to have Nick on.
Well, I'm excited. We'll probably be on. We'll see what time we're on next week. This weekend
more
or
likely,
next week. Football
could possibly be Wednesday night. More than likely Wednesday night, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Perfect.
Maybe we can do Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. One of the two. I don't know.
That's cool. Yeah, Wednesday's good. We'll decide. That's fine. But
yeah,
I just want to see Dolphins. I'm excited. Obviously, NFL season's back, so this kind of feels like home again. And you kind of like, oh, okay, you're back into it. College football.
Well, I know when I told Will we more than likely were going back to Wednesdays, he got very happy because he works.
Perfect.
He works. Or no, he's on church. He's on at church on Sunday mornings. So
yes, yeah.
I get it. Praise the Lord, brother. Praise the Lord. So
Wednesday nights.
But he's happy.
Wednesday nights, I'm good until basketball season, which is November. So we should be good either way.
Yeah. And mom's there. Mom's saying, yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a great series right now. I'm on a final episode. It's called Wyatt Earp and the Cowboy War, and it's about the fight at the OK Corral and what happened afterwards. I had a book. I don't know where it's at, but there's a book I have bought an interview with Wyatt Earp about that. I just love that story, dude.
That's cool, man.
Mount Lemon and Bobby, you can go to the place the movie was filmed. It was done at State Park. That's amazing. Anytime I know it's on the back of my hand. Oh, that's so cool. It has a poker table that Doc actually played at. See, that is the coolest stuff, guys. That is so damn cool. Maybe we'll talk about Tombstone on the next episode because I love that. I love the story of Tombstone. I love the movie. That's my favorite movie. I prefer that over the movie Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner. But anyway, great show. It was so awesome having Nikki on to join us from Instable. He good luck to his 2 shows tonight. Nice song he wrote though about Miami. I love that song. Hopefully he'll have it recorded and we can play it on the show. Appreciate everyone who tuned in. Lou, Ralph, caller commentary, Will. Let's see. I don't want to miss anybody. Cap, of course. Nikki, talked about everyone. Thank you all so much. Again, we more than likely will be back Wednesday night, 9 Eastern, possibly. So keep your eye out on that. And enjoy your Labor Day holiday. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one.